Premier League football at the moment. Everton are looking for a manager at the moment, having got rid of Rafa Benitez. And there's speculation about the likes of Frank Lampard and Roberto Martinez, but nobody would ever say when they're there or who they're talking to. And the NFL is so much more open. But first, I want to go back to last week's discussion, talking about Black Monday, when lots of coaches lose their roles. Because one thing that people might have seen is that Dan Quinn, who's the coordinator at Dallas Cowboys, he's been interviewed for the vacant job at the Denver Broncos. And it's very open and honest, isn't it, in the NFL? And you think about Premier League football at the moment. Everton are looking for a manager at the moment, having got rid of Rafa Benitez. And there's speculation about the likes of Frank Lampard and Roberto Martinez, but nobody would ever say when they're there or who they're talking to. And the NFL is so much more open. You've got the Rooney Rule. We have to interview 2 minority candidates for those big jobs. Why do the NFL do things this way?
To answer your first question, it's because the stakeholders and the major stakeholders in your organization is your fans. You want to let them know you are doing the best at your ability to get them the most qualified head coach. That is the reason why they send out all the tweets and the social media alerts on who they're interviewing.
Almost testing opinion of fans sometimes as well.
Yeah, they want to see if there's going to be any blowback, any pushback on, what this decision may be. So it's a very, very interesting thing that the NFL does, but I think they are doing the right thing because just like Jason said, you want to let the fans know that you are doing everything within your capabilities to get the right guy in.
And you're trying to find those head coaches for next season. And there's also that fascinating time right now where you've got some offensive and defensive coordinators who are in jobs where they're trying to get a team to the Super Bowl and they're allowed to be interviewed online most of the time in, Zoom videos or whatever, for jobs that they could get that could define their career next season.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you process all that when it's going on?
I think it's a very, very difficult thing to do. And this is one of the things I don't really agree with, but there's no way you can stop it. Because if you don't do that, then guess what? They're going to be contacting them under the table, right? So you have to allow them to have that little 2-week period and then allow them to interview coaches, even though they're in the middle of a season. Now, the reason why I don't agree with this is because this interview process for a head coach is very, very stressful. And it takes a lot. They want to know a lot from this coach or this guy who they want to be their coach. They want to know, who's going to be a coordinator? Do you know anything about our roster? What do you know about the city? What do you know about what's going on in general about this football team? Now, you got to think, this guy is about to be in the game of his life against another playoff opponent, guys who are trying to get them, right? And so they have to prepare for 2 different things at the same time. I do not know how they do that. One of them usually gets shortchanged.
Yeah, and you can't blag your way through an interview like that. And the other thing is, if for the team that you're trying to work to get through the playoffs to the Super Bowl, if any of those players see you drop at all, because they know your level's up there, that's why you're being looked at for these big head coach jobs, they're going to see that straight away.
Absolutely. We see it, and we understand we do not have your 100% focus. That is unacceptable from a player's point of view.